Hey, before you go,
Welcome everybody to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, and my host Damon and Ja'Cory Armstrong. We have a special guest today, Marcus Smith, and we welcome you. Ja'Cory, how was your
Appreciate it.
day today?
Hey man, it was cool, man. It's Veterans Day. Shout out to all our veterans and everything. Thank you for your service. Uh, Other than that, man, just dealing with this choppy internet, and really understanding that my problems have come a long way, man. From worrying about having only two pairs of jeans to wear to school to now I'm just disgusted with my thousands of dollar paperweight that won't work right. But I'm good.
No doubt, no doubt. Damon, how you doing today,
Man,
brother? How
the
was your
money
day?
we pay for regular man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Damon, what about yourself, brother?
um, I had a good day, man. Like yesterday was a beautiful sunny night in the 70s, man. For Michigan, that's good, man. But I ain't gonna complain about the weather because my man Marcus from Buffalo, and
Yeah,
what I'm saying, ain't no comparison, bro.
there ain't no comparison at all.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So, but yeah, man, a beautiful day, man. Just I just relax, man. And you know, accepting the blessings.
Okay, okay. Marcus, this is Marcus Smith, everybody. Just like I said earlier, from Buffalo. Um, I'm laughing because I'm thinking I pressed the live button and we was 15 minutes into the broadcast, and I realized we weren't even live yet. Hey, look,
Yeah, and y'all missed it because I'm like, man, I got a confession to make, man. Y'all just missed that.
We keep it between us.
yeah, look. I had to throw it out there. So, Marcus, how was your day today, brother?
We had a good day today. Me, my wife and my daughter, we went had lunch, and then went to go see Wakanda. So went to go see the Black Panther movie.
Cool, man. Cool.
Looking forward to seeing that. Take my wife tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good
looking
movie. They had a
forward.
couple of surprises in there you gonna like.
Good, good. Hey, look, I've always collected, always collected comic books when I was growing up, and I think the three of us got bit by the bug, and Stan Lee hit it right on the head when he created that character.
Hmm.
As far as a black superhero, I love that. Um, Marcus, why don't you do us a favor? Talk to us. You know, show the love to the people you need to show the love to, and tell us about you.
Well, like I said, Marcus Smith, native of Buffalo, New York, been in North Carolina since '94. Uh, I got one wife, Miss Janine, two kids, Damon and Asia, and my grandbaby, but she's 8 months old now, 9 months
Congratulations.
old, sorry. Yeah, little Kyrie, and her mother Chelsea. So can't leave her out either because she brought her here. So
Wow.
that's my nuclear family. So wanted to let them know I'm thinking about them and I'm here.
Okay, okay. Um, you're look. I went to school with a guy from Buffalo. He called it Bilo. I don't know if he made that up, but was that a
Uh,
nickname for your spot?
yeah, be low, rough, buff. We got all kind
Yeah,
of
there
names.
it is. You
Yeah,
said both of them. You said
yeah.
both of them.
You must be
Uh,
talking about Keith Aiken.
yeah, Curtis Aiken. Yeah, man.
Curtis Aiken. Keith was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brother. Yeah,
That
Curtis.
brother. Look, both his brothers came to Pittsburgh and lived.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about Buffalo, man.
Man, Buffalo's it's called the city of good neighbors. Uh, everybody know us for the snow, but that's not what we all about. We got Buffalo actually has some of the best food in the country. I put our food up against anybody in the country.
Wow. Okay.
No doubt. No doubt.
Really?
Not just the wings, but pizza, the hoagies, all that.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my city. I
Okay.
I represent the 716 wherever I go. So
Look,
That's what's happening.
and that's the truth. Now we've been neighbors for a very long time, and he is not when he say he represents is real. That is real.
That's my,
And look,
see him behind
he
me.
ain't
That's my squad.
look, he's a quiet guy, but I hear that loud energy because them Bills is doing their thing right now. So
Look here.
Waited
I
long
was
enough for it.
I was a Bill fan back when they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I ain't, you know, I give them that.
Yeah, we
You know what I'm
made history
saying?
there. We didn't win them, but we got another shot. If Josh stay healthy and Diggs still doing this thing, we'll be good.
I, but yo, man, I'm a Lions fan. Going to 4 Super Bowls.
Oh no, that wasn't a slate.
Shit,
That wasn't a
you know
slate.
what I'm saying?
That was like, I mean, maybe I should have prefaced it with, they went to 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's
You know
what's
what I'm
up.
saying? In a row. Come on, man. Whoever done that in a row, dog?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Vikings did it.
Did they?
Yeah, and
Hmm.
they lost every one of them too.
Yep, same result. Yep.
Uh,
And we got the Vikings this weekend, and then for Thanksgiving we got Detroit.
Oh man, come on, man, stop playing.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna stop talking about football
Let,
right
let,
now.
let, let, let's put look. I tell you what, let's put that on the
We're gonna
back.
let that go.
We're gonna put that on the back burner right now because look, for real, Marcus, we ride for our squad. Whether
Feel
our
you.
squad win or lose, we ride for them.
Feel
But
you.
but Josh Allen, when I say he's the truth, he is the truth, man. He is
Yo, the quarter. Oh man, that dude a beast, man.
man, man.
He's
That
come a
dude a
long
beast.
way. He's come a long way, and
Uh-huh.
now that he got a little elbow injury, so we gotta hope he play this weekend or he's healthy. I don't even need if he ain't healthy. I don't need him playing. I don't need him
Yeah.
further hurting himself. But if he's healthy, we good.
Okay.
I was gonna say something silly about, man. Tell him to stop running. But hell, man, he hurdling cats, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got to.
He's athletic to be so big.
He is.
Man,
He is. So let me ask you a question then. You said you moved you came down here a year before I did, right?
Yeah, I got here
Um,
'94.
yeah, we came down here in '95, and that's my man Albert Ellis, pick grab from Durham, and his son is the starting point guard for the University of Louisville.
Okay.
oh,
Yeah,
all right,
yes,
all
sir.
right.
So tell us what you thought. What's your impression as far as the difference between Buffalo and Raleigh?
When I first got here, it was shell shock because when you driving past people, walking past people, they waving and hey, how you doing? Coming from New York, we don't do that. So, you
Hmm.
know, that was a shell shock. What's all these people talking to me for? I don't know these people like that. So it was getting used to that.
Yeah.
So it was a big difference from that. Um, and weather-wise, the the cold up there versus the heat down there. In Buffalo, everybody talk about the snow, but it was just a part of life. It's just what we did. I remember walking to school, snow was up to your hip. You had to walk in the street because they plowed the streets to get to the bus to get to go to school. But down
I see.
here, they got hurricanes. So my first hurricane, I'm freaking out. Like this is crazy. People actually live like this. Now I sleep
Right.
through them. So there ain't no big thing no more. I sleep through them now. That's the major differences. And the food,
Yeah.
I can't find a good slice of pizza down here unless I make it myself.
First of all, so Damon, you've come down here a couple times. Jaqua, you live down here. What do you think about the comparison from where we come from and Raleigh?
My
I mean, as far as
oh, go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry about the lag and the connection and everything, gentlemen.
No,
Please
you
pardon
good
my
right
my
now.
You,
fault.
yeah, you
Well,
sound good,
hurry
man.
up. No.
But yeah, as far as the weather, man, yeah, dealing with the snow and everything, man. Raleigh. The first year I was down there, it snowed like 3 inches in Raleigh, and the whole infrastructure just fell to goddamn pieces. But
Yeah.
then during the hurricane, Everybody's still out, shopping. They bought up all the milk and all the cigarettes and shit, and all the motor oil for some reason.
Yeah,
We couldn't keep it in the stores,
You
I
said
don't I don't
moto?
but it's
understand that.
yeah, it was gone. Yeah,
The bread milk is the first thing to go, and I'm trying to figure out y'all ain't bought no charcoal. If the power go out, you just got bread milk. What you gonna make with the bread and milk? I've been down here 20 years and I still don't understand what you're doing with the bread and the milk.
I understand the bread. I understand the
yeah.
Make
bread.
sandwiches. Yeah,
Make sandwiches. But the milk, especially if the power go out, because you
right.
know that's what hurricanes do. Look, what are we famous for? Hurricanes and ice storms. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And
And floods.
both of them knock the power out.
Y'all be having floods too, man. That's what at least what I see on the news.
It depends where you are.
Yeah, down by the coast.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, we what we do every Thursday, we discuss. We go over different questions that we're going to go over. So what we'll do, we'll go into them now because I think Marcus is going to have an interesting take on it because, like my brother Jaquari always says, when you're on this show, this is a you heavy show. So what we're trying to do is we want our audience to get to know you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also you to get to know yourself, and you'll understand once we're done. Because you know the one thing about it, we've been neighbors for how long, Marcus?
Since '98.
Yeah, for a long time. So I can honestly say Marcus believes what he believes, and he's gonna know what he know. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the first question, and we're gonna touch upon and this is partly brownie points for you, and this what it is what do you think the greatest challenge has been in your marriage? And then the second part of that is what is your greatest joy?
So, in my opinion will be different from hers.
Of
Get that
course,
off the
of
rip.
course.
So, in my opinion, is my level of communication. I'm not a great communicator. I tend to shut down. So that would be the biggest, I think, uh, challenge is the communication from on my part. But I say that and still say that we've been together 30 years now. Been married for 24. So something working. But
Yeah, that's real.
yeah. And the second part was my greatest joy. And I think the greatest joy is the smiles of my family. If I'm able to put a smile on my family's face, I mean, that does me the world of good. Uh, this year alone, my son got married, bought a house, and to me, that just hit my heart. So when I saw his smile when he showed the picture of him holding the keys, man, I lost it. I mean, that was it for me. I mean, I told my wife, the older I get, the more emotional I get.
Hey, but
'Cause-
that's true though, Marcus. That is
yeah,
absolutely true.
yeah. So the smiles of my family is my greatest joy.
Okay, okay. So that's your greatest joy. You don't have
Hmm.
anything else, or we got to come back to it later. You know
Oh,
what
you
I'm
talking about
saying?
my
On
grandbaby?
both sides.
Are you
Huh?
talking about my grandbaby?
Yes, sir. Come
I
on,
thought
man.
you was, hey, Mark, I thought you was gonna lead with that one, man. But hey, that's just
Yeah,
me,
but
man.
it is what it is. Look. We ain't gonna look. We need you to do what you got to do, dog. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, because when she was born and we went to go, because they're in Charlotte, they about 3 hours from us, well, Statesville. Uh, it was close to Valentine's Day, or was Valentine's Day weekend, and I took her first gift. So I made sure I told her that I bought you your first gift for
Right.
Valentine's Day, not your daddy.
What's up?
So uh, the petty is strong around here. You feel me?
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt, no
Right.
doubt, no
You
doubt.
feel me?
Yes,
Right.
So
sir.
then I named us BFFs. So me and my grandbaby are BFFs. So that's
That's
my
it.
best friend. That
That's
her,
it.
that little girl is to see where Damon came from to where he's at now and the things that he's accomplished and to hold this little girl in my hands, it was just amazing to me. Uh, it was like holding my own little girl when she was born. Because when you have a boy, you got to make him tough so the world don't mess with him. But
No
when you
doubt.
have a girl is there for you to protect and love and cherish. It's different. It's just it's a different situation. And now having a grand girl, oh, she gonna be spoiled. I can just tell you that.
That's real.
I know that's right.
I mean, and
I
it's
know that's right.
understandable because both my brothers are grandfathers,
Hmm.
and I know they both have the same sentiment. That's you know what I mean. So me, I'm low key jealous, but I know it's going to come.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It is. But look, I can truly say the three of you guys, man, really, I know that you're up to the task and you're great people, man.
Appreciate it.
I've always that's always I always felt that about my brothers. I always felt that about you. You know what I mean? Because you like a little brother to me, man. You know
No,
what I
I
mean?
appreciate that.
Look, our little bull sessions at the end of the driveway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You know,
yeah.
stuff like that. You
You know,
know,
somehow we know that when to meet up at the end of the driveway and get some stuff off our chest.
that's it. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Hey, Jaquari, you with us now, bro? Oh man. Okay. Hey, look, you gonna work it out, dog. We're gonna work it out. Hey, Shannon Collins. What we're gonna do, we're gonna approach this later in the broadcast, but guys, I want y'all to read this real quick because like I said, we're gonna talk about it quickly. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm retired. You know what I'm saying? So I can speak on just about anything I want to speak on. You feel me? But the thing about it is, you know, Shannon is a good brother. He's one of the barbers at my barber shop. You know, and we end up chopping stuff up. You know, but just to let you know, toward the end of the show, this is what we're gonna do. All right, guys, and we'll get back to you. You know
Did
what I mean?
everybody everybody else go out too, man?
Nope.
What'd you say now? We can hear you,
He asked
dog.
that
What you
everybody
say?
else go out. He asked that everybody else go out. No, we still here.
We still here, man. Hey, look, tell your wife to turn the TV off. No, but Jaquari, I asked. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into the next question, Marcus. You know, as older men with children who are making their way in this world, right?
Hmm.
What kinds of challenges do you feel they're facing, and do you have worries?
That's a
Man, the
good question, man.
world is different from when we came up. The world is way different than we came up. Now you worried about active shooters and insurrectionists and it's social media and cyberbullying. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's thrown at these kids now that 24-hour news cycle. Because before, when we was coming up, something went on in California, you might have heard a rumor, but now because you got this phone in your hand, whatever happened over there is 5 seconds later, it's in your face. It's
Exactly.
either on social media, it's on the news that's coming to your phone, Apple News or Android News or wherever. It's a lot of information coming at these kids, and I don't know if these kids have the ability to process it and put it where it is.
Right.
It's a lot. I don't know how. we would have handled it. But the kids today, they different. They not as uh, street smart. They're more sheltered, and because we didn't have no grade system of one, two, three, and four. You got A's through F's. They wasn't afraid to flunk you. Now you can't even flunk a kid, give a kid an F no more because it hurts their self-esteem. So it's a lot of that stuff that they're not preparing kids for the realities of the real world. Because once you get out of mama and daddy's house and that school system, the world is not going to treat you with kid gloves. So
That's real.
being able to prepare them for the ills of the world is my biggest fear. Because sometimes I tell my baby girl no, just to say no, so she don't get used to getting her way all the time. Because you got to hear no and feel some disappointment in your life before the streets do it to you.
Yeah,
If you don't prepare your kids for that and they get hit in the head with it, that's a problem waiting to happen.
Right.
That's how I see it anyway.
but it makes sense. It makes sense. Damon, what do you think?
I agree with a lot of what he's saying, what Marcus is saying, because the one thing, man, you know, we've always known struggle, man. You know what I'm saying? We black men, you know what I'm saying? We know what struggle is all about. The difference is, it's up, like Marcus said, it's up in your face. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's business can be put out there, man, on a humbug. You know what I'm saying? Say you going to a bus stop, man, you got to beef with your friend. You know what I'm saying? You got to beef with your childhood friend, your boy, and people around egging it on, and y'all get into a little scuffle, nothing serious, but a little scuffle, and somebody is recording that joint, right? You got your people on each side saying they piece of whatever that destroys a friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
All because you know whatever reason why they doing what they do. But it's a hard thing, man. For example, man, when I first to put it in the sports situation, man. When I first got out there and I'm on varsity and I'm doing my thing and I'm nervous, right? I remember trying to handle those emotions, being on that court in front of a crowd that's in that gym. You feel me? And you know, trying to perform and reacting from the boos and all that stuff. So imagine, man, you get embarrassed. You feel me? And you 10, 11, 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? That can be devastating to their psyche, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
change them. All because somebody recording you on some old kid stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. The way this world that we live in, man, is not has absolutely nothing to do with their personal self, man, and their own personal growth. It has everything to do with somebody's opinion, be it immature or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's like, how do you navigate that as a kid, man, who's going through adolescence and all that stuff? How do you navigate that? So as a parent, man, we have to, like Michael was talking about, you got to say, you got to put boundaries in there and be firm with it, even though your kids don't understand. You got to be firm with it. You know what I'm saying? And hope that at the end of the day they come back to and say, "Hey, pops, man, you was right." You know what I'm saying? And I saw that you was looking out for me. Peer pressure is even it's like 10 times worse than it's ever been when we was growing up, man.
You're right.
You can't shut it off now.
You can't.
Right.
You can't.
Because you go home. When we was coming up, you go home, that was the end of it. But now you got the phone that's with you 24/7, social media 24/7, so it's always there.
Oh yeah. And
Right.
I think a lot of it has to do with see and see this is the thing what I did with my boys because it helped me because the thing about it was the reason why growing up I got it doubly because I was a you know a big black man. So I was the stereotype. You feel me? Where they
Hmm.
felt as though because I was an athlete, my brain was not functioning on the same level as normal people. You know what I mean? So I fought that the whole time. So to combat it was I prayed a lot, and what came to me through prayer was how much do you love yourself? So I do that with my boys. I'm like, look, I understand that you out here with this, this peer pressure and all these different things. But what does it have to do with you in the long run? Yes, you can be embarrassed. You feel me? Yes, you can be embarrassed, but embarrassment only lasts for so long. If somebody says something or you trip and fall, hell, if you lose a fight, because you can train to go win the rest of your fights, and you might be good. You feel me? Hell, turn into a damn bully. You know what I'm saying? But point is, what saved me was what I felt about myself. I felt about myself, man. Jaquari is having difficulties with his internet, but he's online. He's watching us, and throughout the whole situation, he's gonna comment. If he has any questions, he's gonna hit us in the comments. Always the trooper, man. But my thing is, I didn't say that because it's the simplest thing to do. You decide to believe in you. Because we really and truly, are we ready to believe in ourselves unless we had that parent? That parent said, yo, man, you got to get yours, right?
Hmm.
You know, you got to get yours, man. And see, that's the thing. It's like you get caught up on how people see you instead of how you see yourself.
Now, hey, what Corey said, that's deep, man. You know what I'm
That's deep
saying?
what he just said.
Right, right.
It don't always, but the lesson do. And you always have to, you got to pick up on it. You know what I mean? Because I see the four of us, we all have different temperaments. You know, out of the four of us, I know I have the greatest patience. But I feel like all four of us have tempers. Am I am I reaching when I say that?
I plead the fifth.
I think for me, man, is that even though I have this great fear, man, for my kids, man, because I don't recognize the world that we're living in now. You know what I'm saying? And I would be 57 years old. I'm not that old, man. And the world that I recognize that I struggled through, you know what I'm saying? That's my maturation process. That's what I went through. And it's like, damn, this is how it is. And when I started my family, I started from that premise, man. But that's something totally different, man, from what our kids is going through. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's a matter of probing. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be a right balance because when you probe too much, it's like, man, what is why don't you just tell me what you're really saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, I want you to go through your process, man, but I'm not trying to be what you used to on this internet and all that stuff, man, with people talking at you. I want to talk with you. You know what I'm saying? And talking with you, you giving me information to help you. And that doesn't it's not always an easy process, man. So it's just like with a marriage, man. People I've been with my wife 38 years, man. You know what I'm saying? 38 years. And it's like, man, that's wonderful, that's great, and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, that's work, man.
It is. Uh,
Yeah.
That's
the
work. You know what I'm
relationship is
saying?
work. If anything worth having is worth working for too. So
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the longer that relationship goes on, and it's still established and it's there, and whatever's being produced outside of it, that's success, man. See, people seem to think, man, your house, cars, money, oh, they think that's success. What success is relationships, man. Because without those relationships, how do you have the fortitude or the courage or whatever you need to be able to gain all these things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we are social people, and everybody needs somebody that they could work with, somebody that they feel that might understand them. So that's why there's nothing greater than a man and woman's relationship. You know what I'm saying? Nothing greater than that.
Okay.
Because as a unit, you growing, you know what I'm saying, you're building something. And I'm speaking in terms of your family unit. You're building something that's going to go out in the world and produce something, hopefully in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? How do you explain to another parent why your son caused their son harm? You know what I'm saying? And your son locked up for that. You can't explain that.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no way in the world. I mean, there has to be a certain amount of forgiveness for a person to say, you know what, I understand, and I don't associate you with that act. But you know what I'm saying? My point is, there's always that balance, man, that has to be there, which comes with understanding in terms of community. You know what I'm saying? In terms of community, when you isolate yourself and you just about this, you know what I'm saying? You say, well, I can't see it from my porch, man, until it happens to your child.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And then you want to rally the troops. But what do the troops remember? Dude, you chose to not be involved when it happened in mine, so in order for me to have empathy for you, I have to forgive you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Marcus,
I think therein lies the challenge, man.
got you. I got you. Marcus, I put up Jaquari's statement on the screen, and I'm interested to see what your take on it is.
Hmm.
Yeah. And again, that mean that speaks to me too because like I told you, when we having our BS sessions,
Yeah.
I don't argue because I don't ever want to get to a point where I get let my temper take over from my sense of reason. So I don't argue. I shut down. That goes back to my communication. I just
Hmm.
get away from it. So
Got
when we're able to talk it out without arguing, without heated conversation, yeah, we can talk about it. But it's gonna take me a minute because I need to center myself before we can continue on this conversation. And that's just me knowing me.
you.
I
Got
don't want to be in a situation where I lose who I'm supposed to be over a conversation that is supposed to be a conversation and turn into something else. So I
you.
agree
Makes
with
sense.
it.
It makes sense. I know last night we talked about we was talking about we was in the same area as this, right? And I said to you, I started from the other end of the spectrum.
Hmm.
I was always argumentative. You know what I mean? Because I have a extroverted problem solver mentality. So I like to argue, right? But as I got older, I started taking away from that because it wasn't solving my problems to win an argument. It didn't
Hmm.
solve the problem because what I ended up doing was either the person stopped talking to me,
Excuse me.
Bless you.
the wife, bless you, my wife stopped talking to me, right? Or I talked the loudest and I ended up being the bad guy, the quote unquote bad guy. You feel me? So
Hmm.
I was gravitating back towards where you are. Shut it down when it needs to be shut down before things are said that shouldn't be said. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it's important because it always goes back to me when it comes back to me where the more I know myself, the more I know who I am, the more I'm able to resolve something, resolve a situation for me. Because you have to be inside. You have to resolve it first before you can link up with somebody to resolve it on the exterior sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just this it. You know, look what you say. You got to be good with it before you be getting caught up on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about it, man. Let's handle this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
All right. The next question. You know, are you mentally and spiritually where you thought you'd be at 50 when
Yep.
you was a youngin at 18?
Absolutely not. Uh, I I just turned 50 in September, and in my mind, never thought I'd be here. Uh, Beat the odds more than once. You know, even this summer I was in the Dominican Republic and on the beach swimming and didn't see the red flags for the ocean conditions, and I got
Hmm.
swept out in the undertow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And well, I ain't never been so
Sheesh.
tired in my life. I would have beat Michael Phelps back to the beach. That's how hard I was
That's
swimming,
real.
and it was me fighting against the waves at one point, and then I learned the rhythm. When the wave was coming back in, I swam harder and then rested on the coming back out. When I
Yeah,
get to the point where I can stand up, the lifeguard
yeah.
was there handing me the little red tube thing. I gave him the nastiest look, like, what? Where was you when I was out there?
That's
But
real. That's real.
mentally, like I said, I never thought I would make it to 50 and be in the situation I am in now, being married for 24 years, two kids, a grandchild, and friends and family that's showed up for me the way they showed up for me. Because I, I'm not sure if you know, but I went to Buffalo to the home opener for the Bills game, and that's what I thought I was going to Buffalo for. But my
Yeah,
wife had organized surprise parties for me, and kids that I went to kindergarten with was at the surprise party.
that's
So
what's up.
yeah, I mean that got me because
Yeah,
you know that's 45 years of friendship. You know, we talk, we say, a couple of us text weekly, and some of us, we go back and forth on Facebook. But for them to show up like that, that meant a lot. Uh, One of my best friends, his mom came, um, and I haven't seen her in years, and so it was a lot. So mentally, no, I didn't think I'd be here at 50. Period. Um, Coming from Buffalo, because we had it wasn't dangerous,
What
but
up, bro?
it wasn't a situation where I thought I could stay and flourish in. That's why I
gotcha,
left in
gotcha.
'94. I was doing
Yeah.
some stupid stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing. No, statute of limitations might not be up, so we ain't gonna get into that.
No
Right,
So
doubt, no
right,
doubt.
right. Yeah, so we're gonna shut that down. Hey,
yeah,
is your wife from Buffalo?
yes,
Yes.
yep. I
Oh,
brought all
okay,
mine
got
with me.
okay. I was gonna say if she's from North Carolina and she did that hookup for you, that's very impressive, man.
No, no.
No,
Hey, hey, hey. Give him a little bit of background on you and the wifey, Janine.
yeah, I brought mine with me. Jay Boogie, Janine's. That's
J
we
Boogie.
was we was best friends. Uh, and one of my nieces. I grew up with my nieces because all my brothers and sisters are. The closest one to me is 11 years older than me. But my nieces, I got one that's 2 years older than me, and one that's 3 years younger than me. We grew up together, and so Janine and I was friends. And one of my nieces, Shar, say, "Y'all like each other." I wasn't thinking like that until Shar said it, and then 4 or 5 years later, we moved to North Carolina together. So, so
Yeah,
And she a shaman.
yeah,
She need to
yeah.
make some money on that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so the shower was integral and into that piece. So we was, like I said, close friends, and uh she actually hooked me up with one of her friends, and when we was just friends. And years later, she told the girl that y'all can have y'all little fun, but we gonna get together. And that's gonna be my husband. I didn't know nothing about this, so
You got
everybody was
set up,
plotting
man.
on me. Yeah, everybody's plotting on me. So
You
Oh
got set
man,
up.
look, hey, look, that's a good thing to be in the mix of history. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah. Look,
yeah,
I'll be back around. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So when when we decided we was gonna get together, we got together. Then we moved to North Carolina. Uh, we was here for a minute, and uh, I asked her mother for her hand, and
Wow.
she said, yeah, 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 y'all been together, y'all good together, blah blah blah. Couple years later, I called her mother back up, said I changed my mind. She said no take backs. She said no take backs, and she laughed for like 30 minutes. I'm on the phone like, no, I'm serious. uh, yeah, um, but she's been there for me, with me, and for me. So I mean, when we came down here, we had basically nothing.
Yeah.
Um, but we grew together. So I appreciate her for that.
And
That should be echoed right there, man.
that's the best way to grow is together, bro.
Yes,
For
sir.
real.
Yes, sir.
Um, before we go into the next question, Damon, I'm interested in you answering question number three. Are you mentally and spiritually where you thought you'd be from a youngin'?
From a youngin', man, I didn't never think I would get where I'm at. But here's the thing, man. Where I'm at now is a beginning point, man. You know what I'm saying? You can think about how it is that you want to be, but how God works, man, is He hit you in the head with something where you need to be at the point in time where you at. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at in life right now, man, it's all about humility, man. You know what I'm saying? My point is, back when I was that young, I didn't think I was going to be humbled in my 50s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that. But here I am, being humbled in my 50s. You know what I'm saying? And in that humility, I'm being guided by that. Until I am able to be comfortable enough to say, you know what? I'm comfortable enough to speak on something without my ego. You know what I'm saying? And that's a humbling thing, man. Because we all, especially as black men, man, we driven by an ego thing, be it imaginary or for real. You feel me? We driven by that. And it's like, you know, what constitutes who you are and your own personal experience, man. You can't, because some cat over here say, man, you should be this dude or you should be that, and this is what a man is. That's not your experience. Your experience is what comes to you. You know what I'm saying? You got girl. If you ever raised a daughter, you're gonna get humbled, man. You feel what I'm saying? If you raise some daughters, you gonna get humbled because you can't come at them like Marcus was talking about when you said earlier. You teach your son how to survive this world. You know what I'm saying? But your daughters, man, you have to make sure that they understand that they are to be cherished, man. And whoever come in their life to protect them, understand that they are worth being protected, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
so how are you gonna come with that machismo, with that ego? You're not gonna shut my daughter down because she got an opinion. You feel me? Because that opinion is gonna benefit you and her at the same time. But because you got an ego and you think you're a man and you got to prove your manhood, you're not listening to what's going to benefit both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that. So you have to pay attention. You have to listen. And you have to, okay, you know what? You know, they say some things, man, that you're not comfortable with, but you have to be comfortable, especially if they're talking about dudes they dealing with. You got to find a way to be comfortable. And if you come in with that aggressive stuff, they're gonna be like, "Well, damn, you sound like the brother I'm dealing with."
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to find that right balance. Nah, man. You know, you got to convince her. If he had nothing to do, you got to convince her. Well, what are you saying? How are you acting?
Hmm.
How did you feel when he did it? You know what I'm saying? Then she come up with her own answers. But if you come with that, man, that motherfucker ain't shit, man. Leave him alone. That ain't no answer.
Hmm.
But when
Because
you said,
she coming to that conclusion on her own.
yeah, but
You
when
know
you
what I'm saying?
said you hope she listened to it though, right? I at least have that opinion about it.
Yeah, but she got to be incorporated in the conversation. You just can't be talking at her. That's how girls work, man.
I got you. I
You know
got
what I'm saying? But that's just my experience. I can't speak on every man. You know what
you.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, but I agree because, like you said, when you dealing with a girl, I mean, my little girl was 17, and uh, I still ain't ready. So she about to be off to going off to college, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get in the dorm and have my own RA, be the RA up there and
You,
all
hey,
that.
you greasy palms, man.
Yeah, hey, we got to talk about this. Don't you
Yeah.
be leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's different because that's my baby. Uh,
Yeah.
it, my worst fear is not being able to help my kids when they need me. It-
Right.
that I can't get over that.
Mhm.
If my babies need me and I'm not there or I'm not able to help, I feel I failed.
No
Uh,
doubt.
so that's a rough one for me.
But that's where
So
the
But
wife comes in. That's where the wife comes in, man.
yeah, it's a
listen,
partnership. You're right about that.
listen. I got two boys, but I still feel the same way y'all do, man. To be honest with you. So I got a question because I've been sitting here listening to you guys' responses.
Oh,
Jaquar,
first of all, did I answer your question, man?
well, yes, sir, you did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Um, Jaquari, yeah, I need you to chime in too. Um, I credit my mother and my aunts in helping me to recognize the qualities of any woman that I got involved with. Because my mother she was a no nonsense person, right? But she still loved who I loved. So I knew I had to pay attention to her, her cues, and everything, right? Because when my mother was overly nice to someone, she had a problem with that person
Mm.
because she used to say to me, both me and my brothers, right? Key, if you like her, I love her because it's about her boys. You see what I'm saying? It's always about her boys. So my question is to ask the three of you guys is your mom, how heavy was she to how you look at other women?
I don't know if you want me to go first on this one.
Oh, it's on you. It's your you go ahead, Marcus. We got you.
Well, we just
Unless you want
celebrated.
Damon to go. You want him to go first.
We
It's up
just celebrated my mother's 90th birthday.
okay.
So
Wow, that's
we
a
all,
blessing, man.
yeah, we all flew up to. She lives here. She's in Wake Forest. Like I said, I'll bring mine with me. So she lives in Wake Forest, and we flew her to Buffalo because that's where the bulk of the family is, and we had her 90th birthday celebration. And I, I put my mom up on a pedestal because of all she went through during her life to be able to give us what we had. Now, my mom fed the whole neighborhood. So if you were there and you was hungry, she was feeding you. If you needed clothes or something and you weren't a part of the family, it didn't matter. She was doing that. She made sure you got what you needed. And we had so many people who came to the celebration who was saying just those things about her and celebrating her for her time on this earth. And she just got back this morning. She was in Vegas all week. She might have a problem. She likes to gamble. she she likes to gamble. She just got back this morning. But my mom, I don't put anybody in that same category because being my mama's boy, I mean, whatever I got, she got. It don't even. You ain't got to ask. It's there. So I can't put anybody in that same place. But all my girls, my
Oh,
mom, my wife, and my daughter, and now my granddaughter, they all have their own place in my life, in my heart. And my mom didn't, well, she made little comments about the women I've dated. But for some reason, her and my father like Janine. And that's when that should have been my first instance. Like,
that's
okay,
it.
something wrong
That's
here.
it.
Because my father didn't like nobody.
Okay.
He like
Okay.
nobody. He ain't like us. So,
Okay.
uh, but
Wow.
well, they help. I mean, and my grandfather, granddad was married 5 times, and he told me being married is the best thing you could do, and I believed him.
Hey, Marcus, he didn't quit. He did not quit.
No, he granddad was married 5 different times, so
Yeah.
he was living down here in North Carolina too. When he passed away, and I think he was looking at that time. So granddad wasn't no quitter. He
Gotcha.
What?
wasn't.
Hey,
Gotcha.
what he do? Wake up later and say, "You ain't the one for me."
I don't know if this is a family or show or not, but we believe if you stop putting out granddad, that was it for
Gotcha.
him. He was he, wa-
Look,
he wasn't having it after that. So
look, at least he knew what he wanted. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
eh, so he get rid of you.
Right.
Flo, what about you, man?
For me, man, okay, Keith, you know as well as I do, man. Nobody was good for enough for my mama's boys. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But she respect, you know what I'm saying, the person if they had respect for themselves and she loved them. You know what I'm saying? And I would say this, man. She never got in my business, man. Ever. You know what I'm saying? If I would go home and complain about my wife, she'd be like, "Oh, let me stop you right there. I like her, and it ain't none of my business."
Yeah.
That was my mother in terms of my relationship with my wife, and she never deviated from that, man. And you know, she loved my wife, and they was close. We're real close. So I didn't interfere with that at all. But to answer your question, man, she trusted my judgment, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, my dad, our dad, man, he was like 2 years after being with my woman, man. He said, my wife, he said, "Man, dude, what you doing, man?" I said, "What you talking about, Pop? I'm in college now. My sophomore year in college." He said, "Man, what you doing, man?" I said, "Man, I'm going to school, man, playing ball. What you think I'm doing?" He was like, "No, man, I'm talking about with that woman." I said, "Pop, it's only been 2 years." He said, "Man, he's either marry that woman or leave her alone, man. Make a choice, son." He literally told me that after 2 years, man.
Gotcha. You know, two
After two
years,
years,
2 years
huh?
in his generation is a long time,
He was
Marcus.
like, "Man, either let that woman go or marry her, man. But you ain't gonna be sitting up shacking up. I can't see you doing that."
Yeah. Yeah. Jaquari, we waiting on your response, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all excuse me
Um,
for a minute.
but in the meantime,
Yeah, well, I knew I was done when Janine took my mother to Chicago to see Oprah. Mama a big
oh,
Oprah fan.
okay,
So
okay,
after that, she couldn't do no wrong.
yeah.
So, and I think she bribed the rest of the family because to this day, if they call me looking for her, they, I'm like, you got her phone number, you got the house phone number. Why are you calling me looking for her? I mean, all of them, they call me looking for her. So she more liked in the family than I am. I think she
Um,
bought them off. I don't know.
you said something earlier. You brought up your father.
Hmm.
And basically, what it is the three of us, we mama's boys, Marcus, right? But our pops was our hero. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So if you want to shout him out, man, make sure because this is not just a mom heavy show.
Mhm.
We shout out every parent, contribution and everything.
Yeah. Well, my parents were separated when I was young, but he was still there. You know, he come to the house Saturday morning, first thing in the morning. Boy, get your butt up out that bed, go cut that grass. I'm like, dude, you don't even live here. But he made sure that we I got up and cut that grass. And he taught me stuff about plumbing, uh carpentry work, stuff I do around here that would cost me money. I don't have to do because I don't have to pay for it because he taught me how to do it. Uh my father passed away the in 2004. Um so when he went into the hospital because he was being hard-headed, shoveling and fell and broke his hip.
Oh,
And when he went to the hospital, I called him on that Sunday and told him that you about to be a grandfather. We just found out that Janine's pregnant and you about to have another grandson. She said, "No, boy, you're going to have a girl." And he laughed so hard, but it was true. And he
gotcha.
but that was I think that was the last time I talked to him. He passed away that next day.
Wow.
But yeah, but yeah,
Wow, bro.
taught me how to fish, the little plumbing stuff, electrical stuff, all that stuff. He made me get my hands dirty. When he was doing something in the house, either his house or our house, I had to sit there and watch whatever he was doing. It didn't make no difference if I was doing homework or what playing outside. I had to come in there and make sure I was watching what he was doing. And that's just the way he was. My father was ornery.
Ornery, prickly, prickly,
Ornery.
prickly, prick.
Yes.
Look, my dad was prickly, but the thing about it was, my mom taught me what to say to women,
Hmm.
but my dad taught me how to treat women
That's true.
because his heart, when it came to our cousins and when we saw him when it came, he was a very loving human being. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I tell people all the time, I had to learn to be the person I am today
Hmm.
because I'm far from it. I'm a selfish human being that is self-serving. But my mother and father influenced me to be a better human being. And I like being that person. It feels good to be that person. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
my mom, my mom taught me, like I said, you know, I'm gonna add, she taught me how to feel towards women. You know what I mean? Because she was straight no chaser. She didn't mess around, bro. She didn't. But she loved us so much that we all three of us was mama's boys. That was real. How do you first of all, when it and see that's the thing is both my parents, because me and Fluke came we came early. They were 19, 20 years old. So we pretty much grew up with them. You see what I'm saying? We pretty much grew up with them, and my role was was to keep both my parents happy. But in the meantime, they helped me to find who I was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, you take care of your brothers. And I was proud to do that because I loved my brothers to death.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So everything I got, and I got that from my parents. Everything I got, you know what I'm saying? I gave to them. Even if it's the smallest thing. Like, yo, like especially they'll tell you about the basketball piece because I had to learn how to be a basketball player as I stretched out. So when I got it down, I started from the fundamentals. I became a great player, right? Fluke is a year behind me. I gave him no nonsense. This is what's going on. You need this. Oh yeah, it was like pulling teeth with him because he's a young man. He wanted to have fun. You know what I mean? He wanted
Oh,
to have fun.
you
But
talking
I'm
about
like,
me?
bro, yeah,
Ugh.
he wanted to have fun. But I'm like, bro, I'm gonna stay here. I'm here. He'll tell you. I was getting on his fucking, excuse my language.
Hey,
I was getting on his nerves, Marcus. That's real.
hey, Marcus, I was that dude who went to the library and I was reading Hawthorne and all the classics and all. That's who I was, man. Don't listen to what he talking about, man. That's who I was, man.
I still see your halo. I see it. Don't worry about it. I see your halo.
Hey, I was at the library. They thought I was in the hood. I was at the library, man.
Yeah,
Read.
yeah, yeah. So, but let me ask you a question. See, and here's the thing. I got two more questions for you, Marcus, because I'm liking how you're answering it, and I see after you answer each question, I see the wrinkles start to resolve in your head, and you feel comfortable with what you're saying.
Brother,
That's what I
definitely
always
comfortable.
liked about you, man. You always been my guy because I like the fact that you're always aware of what you say and how you say it. And you did not mince no emotion. So if you didn't like a MFer, that person knew you didn't like him.
Yeah,
And it was always entertaining to me. Remember
yeah.
when
Hey,
you and
wait.
I coached
Yeah.
together?
It's either off or on. There's no
Yes,
halfway.
sir.
It's
Yes,
off or
sir.
on.
And I respect that. I really do. I really do. But let me just ask you this question. We're kind of on it because we're talking about the parents. Talk
Mhm.
about your upbringing, your siblings, your cousins, everybody. Talk about that, bro.
So like I said, we started with the parents, and like I said, my mom just turned. She'll be 91 this December. Um, my father passed away in 2004, but my daughter, never met my father, but she can tell you stuff that he said because what I say around the house, and I always preface it with my daddy always said
Yeah.
and whatever he said. So,
That's real.
Amen, Asia, they can both tell you it, a whole lot of stuff that my daddy said. I am the youngest of seven. I'm not the baby. I'm the youngest. The one before me, my brother Vincent. Vincent is the baby. Now, if I would have known giving him that title when I was a kid would have saved me a bunch of butt whoopings, I'd have gave it to him a long time ago. But when I came along, someone gave me the baby title, and he didn't appreciate that until I think I was 49.
So
So
hold on. Oh, no, no, look, you lost me. So technically, you're the youngest.
I
Hey,
am the
Keith,
youngest.
you
Okay.
see what Eric said, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Not to
saw.
cut you off. You saw what it. Okay, I need to address that.
I saw. But
Yeah, I am the
yeah, man.
youngest.
Because
I am
look,
not the
let me
baby.
just say this before you go a little further, and this will really help you to understand what I'm asking. Being around you and Janine, your village here and in Buffalo is strong, and I
Hmm.
wanted you to talk about that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm the youngest of seven. My oldest brother is 21 years older than me, so they were here 11. The one closest to me is
Makes
11 years
sense.
older than me, so they grew up with them that first six, and then I grew up with me and my nieces. So Keita, which is 2 years older than me, and Shire, which is 3 years younger than me, we were more brother and sister together because we grew up together. Um, but the family, cousins, and people that we adopted into the family, like the people my mom helped out, we just became family. I really don't have friends. I got brothers. My brothers is my friends. I mean, I have three godsons, and for people to put their faith in me to to take their mantle if something was to happen to them with their children, that's important to me. You know, that shows that the standard that my mother and father raised me with shows. You know, my second oldest brother Ron, he's the surrogate father for everybody
Mm-hmm.
because he's who we go to if we got a problem, even to this day. You know, that's my guy. He put me in position to. I'll give you this way. In 1994, when I moved down here, I was staying in a little rundown apartment, all I could afford because I ain't had no money. He came down to visit. First words out of his mouth, but we don't live like this. And it hurt. I'm like, shit, I'm struggling trying to make rent. So this is my first time paying rent. And he was dead serious. So I had to get out that apartment and as soon as that lease was up, I bought my first house. Because that's the standard. He set the standard and he expected us all to follow it.
That's real.
That's what we do.
You
Um,
know what? You know what my dad told me, Marcus? My
what's that?
first year out of college. He said, "Damn, son." He came in from work. I'm looking for work. He came in from work. He looked at me. He say, "Damn, son, you done ain't graduated from college and retired, man. What's happening, man?"
That was
Then
a
he
little
keep.
nudge.
He did. He did.
He said, "You done retired, man." I don't. Tomorrow, do not be sitting in that same place when I get home from work, man. That was real. That actually happened, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, dude.
Did you have a job the next day?
Yeah, I was working for him then.
Yeah.
I was working for him then.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's cool. The more about the family. Like you said, it's a village with us because in uh, '98 when we moved here and moved, we became neighbors. We always traveled in my family. So Ron, who I was just talking about, decided to take what we always did and open it up to everybody else. So we started a travel agency, and we opened it up to finding ways that allow people to be able to travel with us. And Ron went about finding discounts, and him and Janine, because Janine went to school for travel early on. So we started a travel agency, and all the people that go with us on our trips, we call them friends and family. After one trip, you become family
Yeah.
because, like you said, with us, it's a village. We are welcoming people. Um, I think it was last year. I think it was, yeah, last year in Cabo, we had 132 travelers with us,
That's
and
what's up.
those people, some of them were friends, some of them were newcomers, but by the end of the week, we was all family. We was
Yeah.
sitting down breaking bread and talking like we've known each other for years, because that's what
Right.
my family actually does. We welcome people in, and that's just the way I was brought up, way I was raised, way we do things. So we are ever growing.
Hey, Marcus, put it in the comment. You see where you can comment. Put all the travel stuff into that comment. Then I'm gonna put it on the screen for you.
Well, look here. I want to go to Ghana next year, man. So you need to put the package together for me.
Say the word.
You know. I tell you what. The thing about it is, put this up for you. You may know who this is, Mo.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Th- th-
Um.
That guy right there,
Uh huh.
funniest guy you ever would be. That's that's my cousin Dusty.
Okay.
Dusty, Dusty. We his mother married my uncle, and that made us family. But the blood, I mean, the love that we share,
Hmm.
his this is how close we is. My anniversary is on the 28th. His is on the 30th of August. My daughter was born on the 20th. His daughter was born on the 25th of May.
Wow.
Same year, because we was on the same cruise the year before. So 9 months later, 9 months later, they rolled out like that.
Yeah,
This dude
yeah.
right here, uh, Dusty is so it's an enigma because when you see him, you looking at the big, but kind-hearted dude you ever want to meet. When you see him, you're not gonna see that, but you got to talk to him. When you see him, you're gonna see the scowl
Gotcha.
because he's a big big dude and he mean mugging. But if you
Mhm.
talk to him, you understand that he's strong, lover of God, and you can see that in some of his Facebook posts. His recent ones, the videos that he's been sharing, he's letting his godly side show. I don't know if a lot of people know him that way because Dusty wasn't always that way, but he is now. And the growth that Dusty has had from when we started to where we are now, inconceivable. I mean, no one would have seen it, no one would have believed it, but it's real. I love that dude.
That's real, man. That's what's up.
You know what's crazy, man? Until that dude came through and shut up that shopping mall, I did not know that Buffalo had that such a large uh, amount of black people living there, man. I did not know that.
Buffalo is so segmented. East side of Buffalo is 90% black. Then you got the west side, which is Hispanic. South Buffalo, which is white folks, and uh, it's sections
Right.
in the suburbs, where it's not as intertwined, but you have mixes a little bit more than in the different sections. But yeah, that guy, and they just had another guy that they went on a shooting rampage
I saw
Friday,
that. I
Thursday,
saw
Thursday.
that. But the
Really? I
rapper,
didn't know that.
a rapper grabbed him. A rapper and somebody else grabbed him before. But it was an assault rifle, wasn't it?
Two shot. I think he had a shotgun.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it could have been a assault shotgun, but I'm not sure. But two security guards grabbed him up. He had shot. He had let off 3 shots before they got him. But people are really going crazy. That's what I'm saying. These active shooters, they doing too much.
Yeah.
I am a gun owner, so I believe in the Second Amendment. Yes, I am a gun owner. But
Yeah, you know what? I do too, Marcus. To be honest with you, even though this is what I do for a living, I
hmm
did for a living. I'm sorry, I'm retired now, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, I've always believed in the right to carry. You know what I mean? I've always believed in that because my thing is, you have to protect your family, man. So I don't know, man. Look. I don't want to get too caught up on, you know, like the political stuff about it.
hmm
But you ever notice in our community, white and black, we always pumping like, why you got a gun, why you got a gun? And then what's portrayed is the actual violence in our community, and it's like thrown on us constantly. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I understand it. I'm not ignoring it, but we got, and this is truth, so I'm not exaggerating. We got white kids walking into schools with assault rifles,
yeah, because
walking into the front doors with
it's
assault rifles. You know
it's
what
the
I'm saying?
propaganda machine that we talked
Yes,
about
sir.
yesterday. The propaganda machine. When you see us with firearms, you consider thugs.
Yep.
But when you're in a family of white folks who are raised up with guns, you're patriots. Is
Yep.
that? that propaganda machine that needs to be broken down because those same ill mannered thoughts are pushed upon us as to what we should think of ourselves, and some of us do. And that's the sad part. I know who I
Yeah.
am. My pistols are for protection and for my family. It's not for
Well, you
me to
know,
go out and shoot up an office building or a school or supermarket of unarmed grandmothers getting groceries. But
no, man. That broke my heart, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That broke my heart.
Yeah, it damn sure broke my heart. I ain't gonna lie. It was real jacked up.
Guys, is up on the screen. The travel agency with Marcus and his brother. Hey, and really and truly, I'm Facebook friends. I've been friends. We've been neighbors for decades
hmm
with an S.
hmm
So really and truly, what he speaks about is the God's honest truth, and he's shown me pictures. You've seen them on Facebook. They have a great time of camaraderie and fellowship. So it's up there. It's up there uh, for all eternity. You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna go from there. Okay. But check them out. They real good people. So let's go into the last question I'm gonna ask, and then we're gonna go into Damon's segment. Market. Um, I told you. I think I told you yesterday. Uh, we asked this of everyone, and I'm very interested in seeing or hearing your response to this. But if you had the younger generation, women and men, you had their ear, and you wanted to pass on one or two things that you feel is important to them for them to keep going. Now you have a son, your granddaughter, right? And you have your daughter that's on her way out. What would you want to impart to them? And it could be anything.
well, in today's uh, era, you have to be self-sufficient. So I wish would have invested in the stock market earlier. And right now, the kids got a chance to invest, knocked out the court because stocks are on sale right now because of the downturn in the stock market. Those stocks that were up to large numbers have come back down. So it's a chance now to get into the stock market. Invest in your 401k if you have one, especially if it's matched. If not, try getting an IRA and make sure that you getting in on the stock market because the rich stay rich with the stock market. So if you put
True.
your money with the rich folks' money, your money should be good. But if you try to put it like this, we'll go out and buy $100 pair of sneakers, but you won't buy $100 worth of shares of Carnival stock or AT&T. That's gonna make you money. Them sneakers gonna be gone in a year.
Yeah.
So
Right.
stuff like that. I was talking to the younger man, Percy Hennett, uh, this morning. Percy just got a new job. Congratulations to Percy on that. And his mindset is, yes, I got the new job, but this is where I want to go. This is a stepping stone to where I'm trying to get to. So he has the right mindset, and I like that in the younger kids, the ambition that they're showing of where they want to get to. But like Damon was saying, you still need that interpersonal relationship. So you can't be all business and not have someone to come home and share your problems with because it's hollow. So those combinations of things and find a business mentor because you need someone who you can talk to about what you're seeing in your life and help you make sense of it because you don't have all the answers. I know I never did. I might have a few now because I've been through some stuff, but I've had some business mentors in my life that uh, were awesome, like Kimberly Bass Knight. She's a preacher now, Reverend. She's not even in IT anymore. Roger Burbage. Roger was excellent for that time in my life where I was young and dumb and just hot headed. Roger was that calming effect, and I still we still talk to this day. And I appreciate Roger, and I sent every time I get a chance, I let him know how much I appreciate him for all he done for me. Lloyd Taylor was the guy, older guy I met at state of North Carolina. He just retired, and I think Lloyd saved my job because I was pissed. I was, I was, I was ready to throw chairs and hands and everything else. Lloyd calmed me down and talked to me and let me know there's a better way to do things, and I appreciate Lloyd for that. The guy who has been the biggest effect in my life in the IT world when I was computers is Damon West. Damon West is he was my supervisor at IBM, and uh, Damon went from being a supervisor to, like I said, one of my brothers. Damon is funny, sarcastic, and a-hole, but a good person too. All that wrapped into into one. So, but you got to have a business mentor. So, I would lay it on those three things: invest in the market, make sure that you are financially sound, have ambition, know where you're going, and get a path to get there. And then make sure you have a business mentor so that you can have somebody who can put you on the right path when you're in the part of indecision. Um, because before I ever got into computers, my sister Diane had came home from the army and she told me, "This is what you're gonna do," and she didn't give me a choice. This is what you're gonna do, and it was a path for me because I've been in IT since that day. So you need to have good people around you who's going to be able to talk positive and positivity into your life. So those are the things that I would like to make sure that the kids know that if somebody's in your business or in your life talking negative, you don't need them people around. You can do bad by yourself. Um,
That's real.
Make sure that you have some positivity in your life.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, why don't we do this before we go to you, Damon? Why don't we do this? Let's address, because I said we were going to do it toward the end of the show. Brother Shannon Collins comment. It could be brief if you like. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I'm gonna put your business back afterwards. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, and you guys, if you want to comment it, you can. If not, just let us know and we just go forward. We'll let you go first, Marcus, once you read it.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple buddies about this the other day. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't speak to the movie. I can't speak on geography. Egypt is in Africa. So trying to eliminate Africans from Egypt and Israelites and the Hebrews, it doesn't ring hollow. It rings hollow to me because Egypt is in Africa. So how is there no Africans that are Hebrews? So I don't understand that mindset. But again, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know all the points of the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but I do know that Charlton Heston is not Moses.
True that.
we we
No
see it
doubt.
every Easter.
Look, look,
We see it every
every
Easter.
every
Liz Taylor is not Cleopatra.
look, no
Exactly.
no sense, no suntan. Know what I'm
Right.
saying? It is what
So
it is.
there's again that's that propaganda machine. So they push this propaganda and they push this mindset. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, when they got upset, a lady on Fox News said that Santa Claus, no way he could be black. And I'm like, well, why? He's a made up character. So
That's
why
it.
can't he be black? But
That's
Right.
it.
again, that's that propaganda machine.
That's it.
There's no way a black person could be Santa Claus because of the propaganda machine. But
Santa Claus every year. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Liz Taylor can be Cleopatra. Figure that one out.
It depends on who making the movie. Damon. So what do you think, brother?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing, man. I'm gonna keep it brief, man. In terms of this question, first of all, you can't tell a man how and what to believe in. You can't. You know what I'm saying? If your goal or agenda is to denounce how he feels, you look like a damn fool because you don't know what's in his mind or what's in his heart. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me you gonna look for things to denounce him, even if he feels this way? That's foolish, man. You can't tell anybody. Kyrie Irving, man, is Muhammad Ali. I'm not putting them on the same level, but they vilified Muhammad Ali from being Nation of Islam dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what Muhammad Ali believed in, and he stood on it. The difference between back then and now is that you got brothers that's denouncing me. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of reposting some shit. Excuse my language. Which is dumb. No, don't come at this brother about what he reposts. Ask him why he feel the way he feel. You know what I'm saying? This is what he believe in. He said, how can I be anti-Semite when I know where I come from? That's you know what I'm saying? When he threw that question out, then that requires those cats that's coming at him to think about what he's saying. You missed the whole point.
And they
Because
don't
you
want to do that.
right, because you want to make a statement. Or you trying to bury a dude. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing with Muhammad Ali. But today everybody love him because he stood his ground and he believed in what he believed in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get all caught up in all that madness, man, because I'm old enough to recognize that, dude, you can't tell me what I believe in, man. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to take something from me because I believe in something lets the world know, if they're paying attention, that you vilifying me. And you're going against my constitutional rights. You know what I'm saying? You're going to that's freedom of speech, man, and religion.
Those same dudes got his phone number. So if Shaq
That's
or
real.
whoever else wanted to have a conversation to find out why he said what he said, they could have, because they can talk to him. They can call him.
Easy.
But it's
Easy.
about what color is it about? I asked her this last night. What color is it really about?
But that money.
Right,
That
but
phrase.
right. But see, here's the thing that they don't get, man. They don't get the fact that divides us, man, because you don't want to take the time to understand a man. I ain't talking about the color. I'm talking about a man. You don't even want to take the time to understand where a man is coming from. You just want to be offended based on your bullshit without your own personal research or whatever. So what you're gonna do is try to make an example of this dude. And he was like, dude, how am I gonna be anti-Semite? You know what ground that cover? You don't have to be a Jew. You could be a Muslim. I mean, you could be a cat from Saudi Arabia or whatever. All those are Semite people, man. You didn't even address whether or not he was talking about he was from Arabia.
Yeah.
You feel what
The
I'm saying?
the tattoo on the back of his hand is a Star of David.
Star David. That's what he believe in. So you're gonna vilify his religion. So you're accusing him of something that you're doing your damn self, which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's my point of view. But I hate the fact that, man, you got brothers, man, brothers that's sitting around talking about, well, he needed to apologize. Dude, there are so many things, man. There are so many things that, as black people, there was never given an apology. We can't even get reparations, man. We can't even acknowledge that because it might bankrupt the country.
It's not going to bankrupt the country, my guy.
I'm saying, just in general. I'm saying
No, I'm
we
sorry.
can't, we can't have that discussion.
My fault.
We can't have that discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ask the man. Don't you know what I'm saying? Don't go at him because you have an opinion because you don't like the dude. Ask him, man. Well, what do you believe in, dude? Then tell me. If he gonna cut his own throat, he gonna cut his own throat. You feel what I'm saying? But the crazy part about it is you got cats talking loud as hell and they don't even know where the hell they coming from. And he throw out that tidbit, how can I be anti-Semite when I know my history? That should have gave them the understanding that they should shut the hell up and listen to what the hell he had to say first.
Yeah, that should have gave you pause. Like, well, what do you mean? And that should have said, okay, I don't understand what he's talking about. Let me give him a call since I have his number. But they didn't. They went on TV and started yapping. And David Silver just released a statement saying that he's talked to Kyrie and he doesn't believe Kyrie to be an anti-Semite. So if he can call Kyrie, why can't
I'm missing all that.
people he played basketball? He was on the same team as Shaq, wasn't he? Shaq played in Cleveland, right?
But see, that's the whole point, though. Here's the point, though. You are exactly right. But the thing about it is, they were put on assignment to do that. And this is not no conspiracy. Why does Shaq care? Why does Charles Barkley care? Kyrie Irving is a NBA basketball player. That's what he is, right? I understand his view, everything that has to do with everything. So I take that, your views and everything, I put this in my personal life. You are a basketball player. Charles, and I'm picking on these guys because, first of all, Shaq, in his hoarse voice, called him an idiot. I had a lot of problems with that. For the simple fact is this. Who are you to say what he is, and you don't even know? You don't even know what he knows and what has changed him and transitioned him to thinking the way that he has. Silver. This is what they did.
I ain't got no respect for him, man.
Here's my thing, though. This is what I see. I see that it blew so far out of proportion, they had to make it seem like they're doing something. Like, I'm going to tell you, the Brooklyn Nets, their leadership is horrible. Last 2 years, they've handled Kyrie Irving's situation horribly. But they always made him look like the bad guy. And that's as much as I'm going to say about it, man, because I'm going to be honest with you. And I don't mean this in the worst way, but what they eat don't make me shit. When we're sitting here talking about millionaires retweeting something, and I'm living everyday life with my family, it doesn't affect me. Especially when I understand, like you spoke to earlier, Marcus, I understand the geography of it. Why are people even look? And then you want to get historical. First of all, Israel became the hue that it became in 1948 because they took all those refugees from Europe and put them in in Israel. Is that a bad thing to say? Is that anti-Semitism to say that when it's the truth? But everybody believes what they want to believe. You said that earlier. Luke said that earlier. Everybody believes what they want to believe. That's it.
If we are honest with ourselves, man, we understand that we tribal, man, because that's how the system is designed, man, to make everybody tribal. You know what I'm saying? And
Bro,
we fighting,
bro, we ain't tribal enough, man. And that's
huh?
just my opinion. We're not
I
tribal
just
enough.
here's the thing, and that's true. But here's the thing, man. Kyrie Irving, man, we live in America. He can say whatever the hell he want to say, and people gonna delve into his shit and all that stuff,
Right?
right?
Don't.
But me as a man, I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? When the whole thing was transparent, man, I'm thinking, what's the difference between what he doing and saying what Muhammad Ali did? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
but
for
but
me
but
as a black man,
I'm not. Here's the thing.
this is the point. Keith, this is the
Yeah,
point I'm
go
making.
ahead and finish. I'm gonna comment. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the point I'm making. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter to me. I just know that he's taking a stand based on what he feel his religion is, whether we agree with it or not. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a person that happened in history that went through that same process. They went through the same process. We know better. We know not to attack this man and vilify him and dismiss him saying, how can I be anti-Semitic when I know my history? You know what I'm saying? He threw that out there. Now he could have been more forthcoming and said, "Hey man, I believe this who I am." So
Don't make a difference. Don't make a
but my
difference.
point is, he could have said that and skipped all the they don't have to guess. He just stood on it and just came up. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're
But
saying.
whatever it is that I believe in, and then here's the real true honest thing. How I feel about it. Whatever it is that I believe in, ain't none of your damn business, man. It's what I believe in. If I'm not hurting you in the process, then we should be able to coincide and live together. You know what I'm saying? But this is my thing. Long as it's nothing that's hurting anybody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's always
And that's
freedom of
it.
speech and freedom of religion. When they don't like it, that's when it
yeah.
changes.
That's when it
Long as
changes.
you ain't you doing blood sacrifices and all that shit like some people. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna get off and all that.
First of all,
You know?
first of all, now we're not gonna talk about this, but excuse me.
Don't get me
That,
started,
that's
bro.
that's the devil trying to choke me out of my statement.
Hey,
No,
my
for
hey,
real
my,
though.
my camera been flashing all night.
No, for real though. Kanye's recent statements. This is what I'm saying. I only look at them as entertainers. They're nothing more to me. You know why? Because Kanye is he's not okay. He's not worth billions, but he's still a billionaire, right? Kyrie is a multimillionaire, right? All they're doing is expressing something that don't change my life that I already know.
Exactly.
That I already know. So here's my thing, and then we're gonna go into your segment, Damon, and then after you're done, we're gonna give you the last word, Marcus, and we're done. Um, here's my thing. Why do we in our community have to choose sides all the time? It doesn't make sense. Why do you? There's a reason why we have to answer for every black human being. In your look, on your job, Marcus, in your life, Damon, in my life, we know we have some friends like, hey, uh, like I'm real familiar with, Joe Smo. Why you think Joe Smo went in there and did that? I started getting to the point like, I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me why there are so many white serial killers? And they like, well, what do you mean? You white? Tell me why are so many white serial killers? Well, I can't answer to that. Well, there's my answer to you. I don't know that person personally. I can guess just like you, and your guess would probably be just as close as me. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. So I take that back. Marcus, we're gonna go into Damon's thing, but what I want you to do is your last words for the night. And thank you for coming on. You did a great job as I thought you would do. But give us your last words for the night, and then Damon, we're gonna go into your segment.
All right.
So I'm just, my neighbor asked me to show up, so I'm here. His sons, I call them nephew, they call me unc. So we family. Like I told you
Yeah,
before, I don't have friends. I got brothers. I got family. Because when you mean something to me, you mean something to me. So anytime you call, I have the time. And I'm here when I'm not traveling because I like to travel.
no doubt.
I won't be there. I'm gonna show up. You know, I appreciate the conversation. This is just a segment of what we've been doing for the last 25 years outside in the driveway. So uh, just letting everybody else hear what we always been talking about.
Yeah,
Whatever the topic is of the day, family, because family means a lot to both of us. You love your brothers just like I love my brothers and sisters too. So we sharing that, and I appreciate that because I didn't name all my brothers and sisters, but they know who they are. They mean something to me, and each one has uh, been an inspiration in my life one way or the other. So
hey,
I
no, no,
appreciate them
hold
all.
on now. If you have not named at least your blood brothers and sisters, go ahead and name them right now, my guy. Let's go.
Well, the oldest is James E. That's the one that's 21 years older than me. Ron is the rock of the family. He's always have been, always will be. Um, John, my brother, he's passed away. That was my dog. You know, that was my dog. It ain't nothing like no. I have yet to see anybody that can hold a candle to John. Uh,
Yeah,
my sister Juanita is the that's the fighter in the family. When you see Neat eyes get big, put your hands up because she's about to hit you. Diana is the sister who put me into IT, and that's how I feed my family. So I will forever love my Diana. Each one of my cars is named Diana. I'm on Diana 12 right now because that's
that's what. That's
she
what's
put
up.
she gave me the ability to pay for them. So
Wow.
that's what it is. And my brother Vincent, who was the baby of the family, we just had a conversation uh, for my mother's 90th birthday. Is when he figured out this baby, the younger brother situation. And I wish we'd have did that a long time ago, but uh, I, that's my brother too. He's the most talented of the family
Hmm.
because he can do anything with his hands. Carpenter, mechanic. He's a mechanic by trade, and some of the stuff that he's done with vehicles is amazing. He made the first minivan back in 1986. He took a cargo van, cut the middle piece out, the door piece out, welded it back together, painted it purple, and called it Purple Rain. Had hydraulics in it.
That's what's
Vincent
up.
is talented,
Yeah.
talented, but those my people.
Okay.
And I can't forget Sharon Keita. Sharon Keita, they like brothers and sisters to me too. So them
Yes,
two.
sir. Yes, sir. All right. Great job, man. I'm glad you came on. Damon, take us on home, brother.
I'm having technical difficulties right now too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Take us on home, man.
No, man. What I wanted to talk about, man. Me and my wife had a discussion, man, earlier today, and we were talking about the state of these young brothers, man, killing each other and all that stuff. Now, I'm not a real religious man. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I believe in, but it's not on that level where you think a cat is being possessed or whatever. But as I've been sitting back and I've been thinking about this and marinating on it, man, all these young brothers, these young rappers, and all these cats, man, killing each other, man, it is insane, man. When I was talking to my wife, I'm like, man, why do you think that these brothers is doing the things that they're doing, man? Is it revenge? Is it reputation? What is it, man? And in the back of my head, the only thing I can think about, man, Are these people? Are these brothers, young brothers, possessed, man? You know what I'm saying? Is this spiritual thing that is overtaking them to make them devalue each other the way that they do? You know. And then I got to my senses, man. Then I came back to reality, and I'm like, Cass is doing that, man, because they believe that leaves a mark in this world, man. If I kill another brother, man, people gonna remember me. I revenged this brother, or I wasn't respected on that level. And what's crazy, man, is that because it's so maddening, man, because it's so crazy and prevalent, I went to this supernatural state because it don't make any damn sense, man. How could somebody commit genocide against themselves the way we do? You know what I'm saying? And then it dawned on me what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know or understand what it means to live. Dude, if you in them streets and you gang banging and you doing whatever and going in and out of jail and collecting all these felonies or whatever, what if you live till you 80 years old, man? You know what I'm saying? You're not living life, man, to prepare to have a good, long life. You living life in the moment, man, whether you live or die. So where's the disconnect, man? How did we as elders make that? How did we allow that disconnect to happen, man, between our young men? You know what I'm saying? I hold on to my son, man, so tight. When he go to the store, man, I'm like, man, make sure you got your information right there. Don't reach for that, all that. And then you got brothers out here, man, hunting each other for trap music and shit. Hunting each other, literally. Bodies. Where's that person, man, that say, hey, man, don't do that? Because you might live till you 80 years old, dog. You want to live in penitentiary to that age? You know what I'm saying? What is we doing, man? I, as a 57-year-old man, should never have to come to the conclusion that there might be some supernatural shit happening, man, because our young brothers and sisters is dying, man. When it's really simply that we just don't give a damn. And nobody gives a damn enough to say, man, don't leave the house, bro. Stay home, man, and just chill for a minute. Don't pick up that gun, man, because anybody that carry a gun knows that, man, your temper is short. Because that's something that take a life. That's that God mentality, man, carrying a gun. So your temper is short. I ain't taking shit from nobody tonight, dog, because I'm strapped. You know what I'm saying? Cats don't think that deep, man. And it's like I said before, man, as a 57-year-old man, I don't have to, why do I have to go through some fictitious supernatural shit because, you know, brothers is killing themselves? Damn, are they possessed by the devil? Really? Because it's evil. It's not possession. It's evil, man. Not giving a damn. And those are lives lost, man. If you raise a son till he's 15 years old, damn, dog, that's 15 years of investment, man. Just for a motherfucker to impress a girl or claim a motherfucking concrete slab and shit. It don't make any sense to me. So, ain't about coming up with some fictitious reason, man. As a 57-year-old man, I need to reach back to a brother and say, dog, come on, man, don't do that. Because what if you go to prison and they give you life and you live till you 80 years old? You're going to be a caged animal until you 80 years old, dog. And then they're going to put you in a plot in the ground with no marker. And that shouldn't be anybody's legacy, man. And that's all I gotta say about that, bro.
Okay. Great job as always, my guy. So, really and truly, just what I need you to do is like, share, and subscribe. I don't think I said that in the beginning. And the reason why is not the fact that we're trying to be famous or we're trying to collect.
I'm trying to be famous.
Of course, you're trying to be famous. I said weird. So look, we kind of enveloped you into this. So we are each guest that we have. We focuses on their personalities and as well as yours and Jaquari's personalities because we know there's some talent scouts out there looking for people to come on. You know what I mean? You might be the next Charleston White. There ain't no telling. But
Who you talking to, man?
talking to you.
No,
you know
no,
who I'm talking to.
no, man.
Yeah.
Charles and White is Flavor Flav on steroids, man. Come on, dog.
Of course. But here's my whole point. This podcast is a straight up conversational podcast. We get to know our guests, we get to know each other, and what we promote the reignite conversation amongst our community. People sitting down to have a conversation, to have opposite views of each other, and to be able to talk it out. That's the whole goal of this thing. We don't do anything else. Now, of course, if somebody gonna offer me a bag, or Damon a bag, or Marcus a bag, or Jaquari a bag, you got to do the logical thing. Get that bag. But what we're doing here is, I know this is why I asked to like, share, and subscribe, because if we get put in that algorithm where it's more people to see, because I know there's things out there in our episodes that people will gravitate towards who need to hear. That's my goal. Marcus, great job, my man. You know, I've been with, like I said, several decades, so I know how you keep things close to the cuff. But you opened up today, my guy, and great job. Damon, as always, you did a great job, man.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Not to cut you. I'm gonna say this before we get up. In case Charleston White, in case you find this joint, man. Hey, dude, don't put me on blast, man. I don't mean no disrespect, man.
Hell, you don't know
that motherfucker, boy. He get to talking about you. Be like, hey, man, leave me alone.
Listen, if he put you on blast, you ain't gonna you won't be you won't be able to tell who he talking to, man, because you know that glass eye is looking.
Oh, Keith, man. Hey, man. I'm just playing, dog.
My second in command said, great job.
Okay. Cool.
That's my dude right there. He saved my life. Because, like I said, I was doing some stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. And Damon came into my life and saved my life.
But, man, I like your, hey.
Like, ever appreciate him for that.
Hey, Damon a good dude, man. Me and him kicked it a few times. Good dude.
Appreciate that. I mean, I don't know. Let me get one more word. The proudest moment I had as a father was when Damon's wife, Chelsea, her father came to me and Janine and told us that we did a good job raising our son, and he appreciates him being in her life. And he said he told his daughter, ain't no leaving this one. So that choked me up again. Like I said, I get emotional all the time now.
Right.
Here's the crazy thing about it, Marcus, is the simple fact is this. I know the style of parenting you had. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it and I saw it. But I also saw him, how he responded. Whether or not he did it begrudgingly or not, he responded in a way like, okay, my man. You know what I'm saying? My man. And look, like I told you last night. Oh yeah, I've been to his ear many. Look, the 8 to 10 guys that they all grew up with. I
Yeah.
bent their ears many a day. You know what I mean? Because,
Hmm.
like I said, it was my obligation to raise my son, but I also made it my obligation to plant seeds just as much as anybody else. That's what it
Right.
is. You know what I mean? But look,
It takes a village.
no doubt, no doubt. But you look, you and Janine did a phenomenal job, man,
Appreciate that.
hands down. So this has been a very fast, almost 2 hours, and I want to thank everybody because it's all about the conversation with us. We ain't trying to streamline anything, but go and like, share, and subscribe so you can put us into the algorithm so we can get to the people who really and truly need us. That's real. But I want to thank my brothers, Jaquari and Damon. Jaquari had technical difficulties today, but he's gonna get it straightened out. Damon, you did a great job. He's on a tinkle break right now. But Marcus, great job, man. But
Appreciate you.
but we knew that I knew that there would be a great job. And listen, stay on, Marcus. But once we get out of live, we're gonna have our little 5 minute break. But thank everybody. There's a Strong Perspective podcast. Look us up on YouTube because we there. And hold on, Marcus. I got to give you your validation. Put it on screen so everybody can see it. You see it? That's what's up. But thank you guys, man. Y'all did a great job, phenomenal job. This is Strong Perspective podcast. Any last words, guys, before we go?
Go Bills.
Stay blessed.
No doubt. Go Bills, except for Turkey Day. You my man, but come on, bro. Stop playing.